Hi, James. Welcome to the official press conference. Vodacom Bulls versus DHL Stormers. Coach Dobson. The floor is open.
Hi, Dobbo. What do you think went wrong tonight?
I suppose the short answer would be a lot. I thought we, obviously credit to the Bulls. They put us under a massive amount of pressure. We just made mistake after mistake, whether it's not handling contestables, poor line-out calls. At first half, 23 minutes, 6-6. It looked up, it was 32-6. I thought our more defense was poor. I thought, Mornay Steyn, the kicking game was really good, and we didn't defend well. When we turned the ball over after contestable or whatever, we didn't defend well. I thought for that second half, we were based down in their half here, and we gave away holding penalties. That was really, really good. I mean, the fact is, when the game was called off, we were about to have our first scrum. On what would have been 63 minutes. If a team hasn't given away a scrum for 63 minutes, then they're playing really, really well. They didn't make an error for that amount of time, so it's credit to the Bulls.
John, what do you think were the reasons behind so many things going wrong for you guys?
The first reason is the pressure the Bulls put out us in the air. I think we lost a lot of those contestables. I thought, as has always been the case here, and it's been rejuvenated. Their maul was really effective, and when it was 6-all, we gave away a couple of more penalties, and we defended those mauls really poorly. We went out of the system. We just made mistake after mistake, but it's a result of being under pressure.
Dobbo, with the wind at your back in that first half, do you think the tactics were maybe slightly wrong because the guys seemed to kick a lot downfield instead of perhaps holding onto the ball?
Yeah, I mean, the wind was swirling. We did win the toss and want to go from left to right to try and kick the wind, but two of those kicks got, one went dead and one went directly out, and then Warwick 2 kicks. So maybe tactically we got it wrong, but we wanted to play in their half. And then what was very good is they kicked those big contestables back into the swirling wind, which we messed up. So, I suppose in retrospect, we could have run them more in the first half. But if you look at the source of those tries that come in minutes 23 to 40, they're from us messing up contestables, Damien getting from really cataclysmic tries. The way they took advantage of them was superb.
Dobbo, did you get what you wanted in terms of attitude, character, and I suppose not the technical stuff, but players following instructions and sticking to what the plan was? Did you feel like you got that?
Lloyd, if I'm going to say I blame the players' character, then I'm passing it on to them. I thought our body language was poor. We looked tired up here. When you can see 2 or 3 tries in a row, the pack takes shots and they look tired. We were frustrated with our body language. I tell you what, I did think we showed some character. It was after half time, is that, as I said, that last 15, 20 minutes, we were a few times on their 5-yard line giving penalties. I mean, the guys are very disappointed, and I think we're all embarrassed, including myself. But for me to push on the players by saying it was their character wouldn't be fair.
Coach, that's a bit of strong words you said there about the body language not being so good in the match. So, is it unfair of me to say that it was rather a blessing in disguise in that the match was called off?
So what do you mean by the strong words what I said about the body language? I just want to understand that so I can answer your question properly. So, Chris, I want to understand. Sorry, I want to understand the question. Sorry.
Sorry,
Chris, I didn't quite understand the question. Do you mind repeating it?
Sorry, Coach. Coach, I was asking you. You mentioned now in your answer to your previous answer that the body language says they were very tired. Is that not concerning for you though, as a coach, though, especially noting that there were still 17 minutes on the scoreboard, though?
No, so I'm referring to the first half. I'm only referring to that period in the first half when they scored 3 back-to-back tries. We looked tired then. And I think it's, the pack concedes through 2 or 3 long-distance tries, you're going to look tired. I'm only referring to that. No, I thought in the second half, our body language is good. We played with much more energy. The guys wanted to get back out there. You must understand, this is a very, very proud rugby team with some really good players. We were camped, as if you watched, other than that try, where the whole of that second half was in this half here. We entered their 5-meter times 2 or 3 times, only to concede penalties. The players absolutely wanted to get back out there if it wasn't for the Lightning call to try and redeem some pride. They'd set themselves a target for how many tries they wanted to score to redeem pride. It's a very proud team. We definitely wanted to get back on the field to try and, because we feel embarrassed by that scoreline and how we played.
Dobbo, Brendan, yeah, I was just wondering how much the off-field stuff that's been going on over the last couple of months. Has that had any effect on you guys? Do you think that had any effect tonight?
No, I don't. I think we must look internally at that. The guys were well prepared for this game, up for it. I can't talk maybe to what they're thinking in their minds deep down about their futures, but they were keen to play prepared, just beaten by a much, much better team on the night.
Dobbo, did you expect perhaps something different from the Bulls? Maybe a bit more kicking and not so much ball in hand stuff from them. Did that maybe catch your players a bit off guard? No,
I think they played exactly how they've played for the last while, and I thought that's clever. I mean, Mornay's kicking game is superb. They really running the ball off us messing up contestables or us turning the ball over. That's how rugby's played now. Like the Sharks before lockdown, they were Kerwin was kicking so well. Guys are scoring off turnovers. I think the way they did play with quite a bit of width, and it's very challenging because with a guy like Mornay, if they play with width and your wings come up, he's going to kick the ball in behind you. If your wings hang back, they're going to play with width. No, they played clever rugby, but pretty much what we were expecting.
John,
just taking it forward now, Coach. Do you think you guys have enough time to turn this around quickly, though? Because if you look at some of the other teams, like the Cheetahs at the moment, of all teams, if you look at the Bulls, like you rightfully mentioned, do you think you guys can turn things around as quickly as possible?
Yeah, unquestionably. This result for us feels absolutely terrible. It feels devastating. But the talk in the changing, because we've had 20 minutes there or half an hour there waiting to find out if we're going back on the field. Or the players saying this isn't us. These are our plans for turning it around. I've been in competitions before where we've had a really unpleasant defeat on the road. I mean, I think when we won the Currie Cup in 2017, we got a hiding here. We lost Tim Kim, we lost in Pumas, we win the trophy. What counts is the 23rd of January and how we react to this. And I've got no doubt that we've got the character and the players in that dressing room and to do so. So, yeah, we'll be back.
John, do you feel all the sort of COVID drama that you guys have had to deal with in recent weeks, do you feel that sort of sapped some of the mental energy from the guys? Has it been tough dealing with that?
No, we've got away reasonably lightly with it. It was only last week we really had an issue. No, I think tonight we were beaten. I mean, I know it's a cliche in rugby, but we were beaten by a team that executed better. As I say, for us not to have a scrum feed till 63 minutes shows how absolutely clinical those Bulls were. And that means they haven't made a knock-on of a form for the thing. They haven't thrown and secured a line out or whatever the scrums are given for. So, and I think and I'd hope it's reflected, and that 23 minutes in the second half territorially we were playing. We were starting to put them under some pressure. A couple of line breaks we didn't convert. That Rickers Pretorius line break, that was the Bulls in the first half would finish. Ours ends up a penalty against us for holding. So, no, I don't think COVID or anything like that. I think just credit to a really, really good 2 weeks in a row now. The Bulls have been absolutely magnificent.
John Brennan here again. Just what's it going to take? You're getting a bit of a reputation coming to the Loftus and not finishing games. The last one with Western Province in the Currie Cup also only went one half. Are you hoping to actually finish?
The difference was last time I think we were 40-0 up at halftime, so I didn't mind going off. Of course. But I mean, I've been sincere. The guys really wanted to come back on because nobody wants to leave here 39-6.
Double, this is a short competition, the Super Rugby unlock part of the season. Is it too early to talk about selection? I know it's only been a few games, and yes, it was a great comeback against the Pumas, but before the comeback also, the performance wasn't up to standard.
But you want us to change selection?
I'm just asking, are you now starting to wonder about certain selections, or are you confident that the team selected tonight is still?
Yeah, Ashfaq, it's a good question. You know, we took a policy, and I don't think it's unreasonable. I think it's pretty widespread across rugby that you give the guys sort of almost 3 games. You know, it's hard to judge somebody on 1 game because that comes a knee-jerk reaction and stuff. I think after 3 games, you're a reasonable sample size. So that is something we'll look at. You know, I'm so anxious for everybody to understand that we're beaten by a really good Bulls team. But, you know, if you take out the World Player of the Year, Sia Khaleesi, Ruan Nelson, Bella Sonata, Sergio Peterson, that's quite a lot out of our team for a game like against a team as good as this. There are others. So we were a bit hamstrung, pardon the pun, because about 3 of those guys are hamstrung injuries in what we can actually do in terms of selection. I think we missed the skipper tonight, and obviously a guy like Peter Steff would have been massive. But that's the cards he dealt with, and we'll try and make some lemonade in the future.
Guys, can we have last questions, eh? I think Dobbo needs to get back.
Jump off the 5th floor.
All good. Thanks, Dobbo.
Thank you, Dobbo.
All good. Thanks, Double.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, coach.